1. Parents who tell their offspring that sex is an act performed only for procreation do everyone a serious disservice. 2. Love ain't nothing but sex misspelled. 3. Love is the answer, but while you are waiting for the answer, sex raises some pretty good questions. 4. Is sex dirty? Only when it's done right. 5. My belief is that there's hardly anyone whose sexual life, if broadcast, wouldn't fill the world with surprise and horror. 6. Of all the sexual quirks, chastity is the most peculiar. 7. Sex is rarely just about sex. 8. Whoever called it necking clearly wasn't familiar with anatomy. 9. All lovers promise more than they can deliver. 10. For lovers, touch is transformation. Every part of their bodies seems to change, and they become something different and better. 11. Too much of a good thing can become overwhelming. 12. There may be some things better than sex, and there may be some things worse. But there's nothing exactly like it. 13. When you look back on your life, what you really find out is that the only person you really go to bed with is yourself. 14. You must not force sex to do the work of love or love to do the work of sex. 15. It doesn't make any difference what you do in the bedroom as long as you don't do it in the street and frighten the horses. 16. The zipless fuck is absolutely pure. It is free of, and it is rarer than the unicorn. 17. There is no greater nor keener pleasure than that of bodily love, and none which is more irrational. 18. Give me chastity and continence, but not just now. 19. Is it not strange that desire should so many years outlive performance? 20. If it weren't for pickpockets, I'd have no sex life at all. 21. To err is human, but it feels divine. 22. Disapproval of homosexuality cannot justify invading the houses, hearts and minds of citizens who choose to live their lives differently. 23. Sex after 90 is like trying to shoot pool with a rope. 24. Sex is a sideshow in the world of the animal, for the dominant color of that world is fear. 25. With women the best aphrodisiac is words. 26. Food, sex, and liquor create their own appetite. 27. Sex is a conversation carried out by other means. 28. Nobody dies from lack of sex. It's lack of love we die from. 29. In the duel of sex, woman fights from a dreadnought, and man from an open raft. 30. Sex is the last refuge of the miserable. 31. I was wondering today what the religion of the country is, and all I could come up with was sex. 32. Sex is like having dinner. Sometimes you joke about the dishes, sometimes you take the meal seriously. 33. Love is music, and sex is only the instrument. 34. The price of shallow sex may be a corresponding loss of capacity for deep love. 35. Sexuality is the lyricism of the masses. 36. Genitals are a great distraction to scholarship. 37. Sexual intercourse is kicking death in the ass while singing. 38. My mom always said men are like linoleum floors. Lay 'em right and you can walk all over them for 30 years. 39. Sex is only the liquid center of the great newberry fruit of friendship. 40. For flavor, instant sex will never supersede the stuff you had to peel and cook. 41. The act of sex, gratifying as it may be, is God's joke on humanity. 42. Sex finds us out, sees through us. That's why it's so shattering. It strips us of our appearances. 43. Sex is like comedy in that it depends on timing. 44. The sexual embrace is only comparable to music and prayer. 45. Sex is the consolation you have when love isn't available. 46. Sex is God's joke on the human race. 47. Sex is really just touch, the closest of touches. And it's touch we're afraid of. 48. Sex is just another form of conversation, where you act out the words instead of speaking them. 49. Sex is the root from which intuition sprouts and beauty blooms. 50. There is nothing safe about sex. There never will be. 51. You mustn't force sex to do the work of love, or love to do the work of sex. 52. It's true I swim in a perpetual sea of sex, but my actual excursions are quite limited. 53. The sex organ holds a poetic power like a comet. 54. Sex, in real life, touches the heavens only when it also touches the gutter and the mud. 55. That pathetic shortcut suggested by nature, the supreme joker, as a remedy for our loneliness. 56. Sex is every man's weak spot. 57. Sex must always come to us as a sacrament, or else it's meaningless. 58. Sex is like money. Only too much is ever enough. 59. Sex and religion are closer to each other than either would prefer.